what is a patient win or result that you're like particularly proud of, that's come from the marketing that we've been doing?
Probably our biggest one, and the thing that I love is when it's not what they told you, it's what they didn't tell you in their initial exam. So Holly came in from the ads and tried chiropractic before in the past, and was coming in for the same issues that she was having in the past, chronic migraines. Had never had anyone actually try to change the structure of her spine through corrective care. And then about halfway through, she's telling me about how she is not having any more of the digestive issues she was having. She's been able to stop her reflux medications, and those are the coolest ones for me because initial visit you want to address their concerns, what's in the front of their mind, and then those wins that they just bring up on their own without you having to fish for them. Those
Yeah,
are always the coolest for me.
that's awesome. And was that did that change any other areas of your life? And obviously the other symptoms went away, but what was? Do you have any more specifics about like her story?
Well, I mean, this was someone who had struggled with heartburn medications, just kind of a constant bloated feeling. Had been there, done that as far as dietary changes, probiotics, everything in the world, and I mean, she was just extremely grateful, and that's one of the biggest things for me, for sure.
Got it. That's amazing. Cool. So, what was your journey into corrective care and getting certified? And were you always corrective care? What did that journey for you kind of look like?
No, so coming out of school, I went to the busiest practice I could find just because I wanted to get my hands on as many people as possible. And when I tell you, you had a minute to spend with each patient, like there's someone there standing there saying, come on, move, move, move. So it was absolutely not corrective care. And then, you know, that working as associate there, working associate at another office, and the same people are coming back in for the same reasons about every 3 to 4 months. That's when I got frustrated with it, and I happened to go to a CBP conference because it was in Atlanta. It was close. I needed my CEs, and just the light bulb went off, and it just made so much sense to me. And then kind of not too long after that, even after doing everything that I thought was the right thing to do, as far as health and taking care of yourself, getting adjusted, working out, and all that stuff. I got sick, and it was basically CBP helped me tremendously by working on my lumbar spine and a scoliosis I had developed.
Hmm.
Basically, it's saved my colon.
Wow. Awesome. And then, so you went through that certification process, and how long have you been practicing CBP specifically?
Right. So after that experience, I basically took an entire year to go to as many seminars as possible, actually volunteer in an office not too far from me, drive about, hour and a half each way to just set people up in traction. And, and then, so we've been here now for 6 years.
Okay, amazing. And what was your marketing like? I guess that transition from being a standard, or so let me clarify back up a little bit. Were you only in this location? You said we've been here for 6 years. This location that you're currently in, Murals Inlet, have you only been corrective care that whole
Yep.
time?
Since
Okay.
day one, corrective care. Yep.
Okay.
Because I was doing associate positions before. And then once I had my, light bulb moment, then, I decided right then I'm opening my own office. I'm doing this for people, and, we're going to make an impact.
Okay. Awesome. So before you started with us, how was your marketing? How were you getting new patients in? Um,
So it was as bad as newspaper ads. And then, you know, we tried some Facebook stuff in the past, and it was just a nightmare. Like it was requiring more time than what we were getting people in. Um, just constant no shows and things like that. And then you just get frustrated. You just get to the point where it's just like, you know what, we're going to be referral based, and I mean, of course, there were some scary times for sure. And when you're the only one in the office and you're kind of looking around and like, oh, this is not good. But our location helped somewhat. It's kind of a high traffic location,
Mm.
tons of neighborhoods around us. And then I think I was just really frustrated at the time, and um, that's kind of when I saw you and you guys, and it was kind of like, what the hell? Let's try it.
Yeah. So your experience in the past, you mentioned. I mean, what was your thoughts about like social media and
I was I,
reaching
I was
out?
done with social media. I was,
Yeah.
I was, I would have my office staff try to do some stuff, but I was convinced that, look, I am just over it. It's dead and gone. We'll just kind of wait for the next thing to come around.
Hmm. So why did you decide to start with us?
Well, I mean, part of it is because I had the endorsement of Dr. Nona, and I was like, you know what, carry some credibility. I'm gonna check these people out.
Okay, cool. And then once you started, what's the experience been like, and how long you've been with us?
So um, we've been with you guys for, I may get it wrong, but I want to say at least 8 months, 9 months, something like that. And
All right.
the experience has been good. I mean, we've had as many as 12 new patients in a week, which is huge for us because I'm the only doctor and I have two staff, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we're not a huge office by any means. And I mean, it's just like anything. It's going to take some work. You got to reach out. You got to confirm and all that good stuff. But otherwise, it's been very positive for sure.
Awesome. And then you mentioned you're saying something in the before we actually started recording, about the kind of like patient flow, or how your office has changed, since coming on, just as a whole.
Yeah. So normally this time of year, it slows down, because we're kind of in a vacation town. People are going out of town. People are having people in town and they can't come in for some reason. Then so we normally slow down, but we're almost double where we normally are,
Wow.
while volume wise.
Awesome. That's amazing. And just as a whole, what does the practice look like now, as opposed to like when you like just before you first started with us, numbers wise? How does it feel? Stuff like that.
Like I said, numbers wise, we're about double, and you know those days when you're busy, you are rocking and rolling, but at the same time, it's good.
Yeah.
Like you're not pressured, you're not stressed or anything. You are just you are having a
In
good
the
time
zone. Yeah.
for sure.
That's awesome. So break down a little bit. I want to get into not just like the marketing stuff. I'm super interested in just corrective care too. What is your like when you say you're in the zone and it's fun? Like, what does that specifically feel like? Are you just you're going from setup to setup, getting people set up on traction? Like, how does that specifically look for you?
Well, so kind of in our office, what my goal is for everything to be automated as much as possible. So patients come in, they know what they need to do. When they're done with that, they come see me. I get them adjusted and then pass them right off to my CA, and they set them up in traction. The patient knows what their traction is. They know what they're supposed to have.
Mhm.
And it just, when it's smooth and it's running good, it's just, it's just beautiful.
That's awesome. So you're pretty much just out of that, mostly focused on, I mean, obviously kind of managing everything and taking in new patients, doing that kind of thing. doing
Yeah,
adjustments. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, during our kind of our peak times, I'm trying to stay right there at my adjusting table. Now we have a totally open office, so I keep my eyes on everybody at all times.
Mhm.
And then we have certain times scheduled for the new patients, and we kind of shut everything else down. And I'm just spending time with that new patient.
Awesome. Cool. And what would you say to anyone who is considering like a social media marketing, especially if they're corrective care, and considering Contente to get started?
Well, so I wish I could tell you why it works, and I don't know because, like I said, I've done it in the past. I don't know why it works. I don't know what the voodoo algorithm is, but it's done very very well for us,
Hmm.
better than what I had hoped for initially, for sure.
Okay, that's awesome.
I
If you
mean,
don't mind, I could explain a little bit. I mean, I know you mentioned so Holly. Let's just take Holly, right? She's been to chiropractors before, and she has the same issues, right? She's going through the same thing, and obviously people are coming back. You like you mentioned, 3 to 4 months they'll just come back because they're getting adjusted, but they're not fixing the root cause, right? So typically, just and like people will see all these ads on social media, right? It's for chiropractic, doing adjustments, stuff like that. And with corrective care, it's unique and it gets results, right? And if you can show that in your marketing in a way that like people understand and it clicks for them, like this place is different, it gives them that hope that this place could be different, right?
right,
Kind of like,
absolutely,
yeah, kind of like you starting out with us, like this could be different, right? And they see all this the stuff that's going on in the office. We explain that it's not just the adjustments that's never gonna fully correct the spine. It's got to be the adjustments, the traction, and the exercises all combined, right? So once they see that, it clicks for them. It gives them hope, and then they come in and they know like this is something that's different. It's unique, and it gives them like I've said it again, but newfound hope in something that like a
well,
solution.
right. And then that's what's nice, especially, and we need to reshoot our video, but kind of with the way that your coined method of
Yeah,
shooting
Q3
the
method.
videos, like, yeah,
Yeah.
of showing them is because they come in educated, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's almost as good as a patient referral
Hmm.
because they kind of know what to expect,
Right.
whereas someone who doesn't know anything about the office or what we do, they come in and they see that stuff. They go, "Whoa, what's this? Is like a torture chamber." Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. But at least when they've seen the video, it's like, oh, that serves a purpose.
Right. Right. And really, I mean, like you said, it serves a purpose. They understand that it's getting to the root cause and that new thing. It's really targeting the people that maybe have gone to chiropractic before, been to a chiropractor, and they didn't find success. And this is something that's new and unique. And those
Yep.
it seems like those are especially fulfilling because those are the people who understand like they've been trying different things to find the solution, and that makes them that much more grateful when it's actually like happening and they have all these benefits with their digestion or
Yeah.
their scoliosis, stuff
And
like that.
then the other thing that's cool about with the corrective care is kind of what I alluded to in the beginning with why I got into it is that it holds, right?
Mm.
And like these people aren't coming back with the same issues in 3 months because you fix the structure.